Good afternoon, you guys. It is a gloomy day in Jamaica. I just decided that I'm going to sit down at the camera and we are going to talk money, valuations, and just a lot of things that you guys have been asking me. So let's get right into it. I recently had someone that I was speaking to just very briefly, and the person asked me, I know when you bought your house, a few years ago, I know the second house must have been much more. You couldn't get like the deal that I got now wouldn't be as good as the deal that I got before, just based upon everything that's going on with the world and real estate and prices going up. But to be honest with you, it's really not true. I feel that, no, it's just a fact. I got this house way under market value, and I got this house now as opposed to the house that I got a couple of years ago. And I just told you just in my previous video that I just heard someone buy a house for half of what it was actually worth. And currently just looking around, and there's so many new buyers just in this area, period. There's construction going on everywhere, whether it be new construction. Now with new construction, I would have to have you guys input about how things go. I would imagine that sometimes they give you deals, and especially if you buy pre-construction, that you can probably buy under market value, something like that. So you guys will have to chime in on that. But I'm just talking about in my personal experience. This house that I'm in, which is my second house, my most recent buy, I got this house for pretty much 100% under market value, which means that if I would have just bought this house and sold this house, I would have been able to make exactly what I paid for this house in profit, if that's what I would have done. But of course, I didn't do that. I came in and I renovated this house, and that's right now in 2024. My first house, which was a few years ago, I bought it a little bit under market value, but it was just within a couple of $1,000s. I'm saying all this to say that the deals are still here. Now, I have an official valuation for my first house that I bought a couple of years ago. My house has more than doubled in price, which means that if I were to go sell that house, I would be able to pay back my mortgage and still walk away with over 100% profit. And just that would be like 2.5 years. That would be like 2.5 years. Yes, honestly, that's amazing. And I don't know any return right now that would give me something like that. Like, I'm just thinking, I don't really do the stock market. I don't really do crypto. I don't do any of those things. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just don't have knowledge about that. So just in general, if I went and sold both my homes, this one is pretty impressive though, because I just got this house, and if I went to sell it, I would get 100% profit, more than 100% profit. And I'm just saying all this to encourage you guys that deals are here. You have to put in the work. You have to be motivated. And again, like I say in all my videos, you have to want this. And when you want this and you stay focused and you get on the grind, you will find things. There are people doing construction everywhere. And a lot of these people probably got deals just like the one that I knew about that I just told you in my previous video. But there are a lot of other people. I'm one of those people. I just closed on my house this year pretty much. I think it was like December-ish that I closed. You can't do anything right now but be encouraged. You should be encouraged by that. And these are official numbers. This is not me guesstimating stuff. This is me actually getting this from a bank valuator. So I just thought that I wanted to share that with you. Now, for people that ask me all the time, oh, Paris, can you help me find a house? Can you let me know if a deal is coming? I used to be the same way, and I would ask other people that were doing the same thing that I'm doing. But I'm an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur, and you're trying to be an entrepreneur, and you have to think, if a really, really good deal comes past me, I'm probably going to try to snatch it up for myself before I would hand it over. But it's always good to ask and to tell people that you are looking. So that may not be something that I'm interested in, and I'll send it to you. Like, I have people that send me things all the time, like other people that I know, but it's things that, maybe they want to pass up at the time. So just don't think that because I can't find you a deal, or I don't see a deal right now, it doesn't mean that you can't find your own deal. It is not easy. You have to work at it and you have to use all your resources. Again, I'm never telling you that you can't use a real estate agent. I'm not telling you that at all. You do your research and you check in with them too. Whoever gets a good deal first, and so be it. That's the deal that you're going with. But it doesn't mean that you're limited to a real estate agent. All my deals have been seller to buyer. My house is actually appraising or values just as much as some of the new construction that is, beautiful new construction that is in the area and a little bit further away. And I think it's more so just because of location. And I was telling you that before, convenience and location. And I get so happy when I see other people like me, like other Airbnbers or just new owners in general, that come and buy these places and they're fixing them up and they're putting all this beautiful stuff in them, because that's only going to help, the building, the neighborhood, and also it helps increase the price of my property. As you know, just from anywhere, that's not just in Jamaica. I don't want you to be discouraged if you don't find the perfect deal. As long as you find the deal that sits right with you, the deal that makes you feel comfortable, the deal that makes money sense for you. Remember, I said not every deal is a good deal. No one can make that decision for you because you are the one that has to pay the bills. Now, if you're a cash buyer, that's totally different, but I'm just talking about, people like you and well, look, I'm like people like you and me. People like you and people like me that have mortgages. So we have to use our brains and not just jump on something that's not going to be right for us. Just because you don't get this perfect deal and you have all this equity walking into the house, although that is ideal to try to walk into equity, not everyone will be able to do that, but it doesn't mean that you can't purchase a house. And especially if you're doing it for an Airbnb, the plan is for the house to make enough money to pay all the standard bills and possibly give you a little profit too. That's what you want. And then of course the house is building equity, and all of this is happening and it's not coming out of your pocket. That is the ideal situation to be in if you are trying to do this business, I would think. Now, of course, I'm not a professional and I just kind of started doing this, but this is just the way I think. You have to let me know down in the comments, what do you think? What do you agree with? Maybe you disagree with something that I'm saying and you have an opinion. I would really love to hear it, as long as you keep it nice. Now, just because you don't get a house on the beach or you don't get a house that is near the club or something like that, not everybody is looking for that when they pick an Airbnb. Like, you may have a house that's kind of like off the beaten path, a cottage that someone just wants to be alone, they want to take their family, or you may buy a house in the community where there's several other houses, but they just like that setting. It doesn't have to be a condo, it just depends on what you're looking for and what kind of crowd that you're catering to. Remember what I said, especially if you're buying into like a community, maybe you can just look on Airbnb to look at other homes that are renting in that community. What are the people charging? Look at their calendars, are they booked? And you need to compare that to, okay, the average person is charging this and my mortgage is this, my bills are going to be this. Am I going to really be able to make this work comfortably? At least that's what I would do. And you can be the type of person that gets a plot of land and you're going to build your own thing. Like, I know someone like, his name is Miguel, and he owns a Shea Living. He actually built something like that. He made it into exactly what he wanted it to be. And that's not a bad thing either. There's so many things that you can do. You don't have to be in a condo on the beach or just think, oh, this is not something I can do. Some people live near the town, but it's kind of like, elevated, and people have these gorgeous views of the ocean and the town, but yet they're away in the peace and quiet. Like where I am, it can be noisy because I'm pretty much near just everything, the clubs, and so a person that wants peace and quiet, they may not want to stay in a place like this. It's a lot of hustle bustle, the cruise ships, the people, it's a lot. Like me, I like that type of lifestyle for right now. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm from the city, that's all I know, and that's what I'm used to. I like that. So, and there are a lot of people like me, but there are a lot of people that don't like stuff like that. So maybe that's where you're going to come in. You're going to provide them that peaceful serenity that they're looking for when they come on vacation. So there's so many options, and you have to look at them all, and you have to pick what's right for you. I also remember what I said about being innovative, because maybe if you are off the beaten path, you'll just offer more. Maybe you'll offer a private driver that stays on the premises. If you're not near a store, maybe you'll offer, food options for your guests and have chefs come out, or just provide certain things for your guests to make them want to come and stay with you, because you offer them more when they stay in a place that's around less. So you can be like that too. You can be as innovative as you want. So you have to make a game plan for what you're going to do. Like I had a game plan. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew exactly what I wanted to offer. And for me, my mindset was when I would come here and stay, because I used to stay here a lot, just in other people's homes. And I always thought, like, if I had this, oh, I wish they had this, or I wish the place was like this, or I wish they offered this. And I'm just saying within the actual condo. And that's exactly what I did. So that was the game plan that I had, that I wanted to offer. What are you gonna do? So I can't wait to hear in the comments what you guys are gonna do, what some of your plans, like, why you want to pick a place up in the mountains, up on a hill, by the beach, on the beach, away from the beach, in the city, away in the country. What is your mindset? There are so many people that offer so many things, and that's the wonderful thing about Jamaica. There is something for everyone. Just make sure that it works for you financially, because if you are coming into this business, you definitely want to do things right, because none of us want to end up in debt. We want to be happy with our choices. So as long as you're comfortable with it, I think that you're going to be amazing. I just showed you personally that deal still exists even in 2024, so there is no reason why you can't make this work. So I can't wait to read your comments. Please leave them below, and we will talk later. Bye.